Good evening and welcome to the Hungaroring. We're in or close to Budapest, the capital of Hungary. We will be having a 45-minute race today with 6 minutes left of practice and 15 minutes of quali, followed by those 45 minutes of racing. Like I said, we are here at the Hungaroring, a track I've been driving myself, where I'm losing all my time in the middle sector. The middle sector is a sector that's brutally hard when you're making a mistake or off your line. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hungaroring. I do want to look for car number 7, if my eyes are not lying. It's Doug Boss, who we've been seeing driving around a 145.3, and I think I have seen Mr. Rakemar in practice doing a 45.0. No 44s on the board yet, but we will be following everything like usual. We're gonna see if people are getting ready to beat their own best lap times. We do see a couple of names that we've seen before. We do see a couple of guys that we haven't seen before, but we've got Doug Balls, Rakemar, TR Dead, Gamble Jungle, Katazis, Mr. BMW from Switzer Motorsport, Nin Richard, like always, LSX Cole, Hamsik, Jack Darms, who had a great race with his friend on Bathurst the other week. We do see, of course, Hurst Webb. Hurst Webb is a regular who's always in the races. It seems like Hurst Webb is... I think Hurst Webb is not sitting in his rig, the rig is sitting on Hurst Webb. That's how many races he's doing. We've got Mr. Pro, MC Pro, Mr. Wayne. MC Pro and Wayne usually watching the broadcast, now they're in the race, so I doubt they're gonna be able to watch, but I wish them good luck to both of them. We do have another black member. I think we saw yesterday another black driver, and then I'm not meaning the skin color, but of course the name, ladies and gentlemen, because we don't care what anyone looks like. We do see Doug Boss 45.3, TR Dead with a 45.4, and then we see LSX Cole almost 3/10 behind. But I will be shutting up. We will be looking around at all the drivers, and I'm gonna try and see who the driver is that's coming up on the start finish right now. Car number 21. And we will be following Nin Richard around for a lap of the Hungaroring. That was a very short Hungaroring, ladies and gentlemen. We will be following Nin Richard, pretty fast guy, always has decent results. While we see LSX Cole take P1 from Doug Boss. It's of course still practice, 2 minutes to go, but it's a good indication of what's gonna happen in quali. So it's not gonna be as tight as quali, but we are still curious what everybody is gonna be putting on the boards. And while we're looking at Mr. Nin Richard, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm sweating my you know what off with 29 degrees inside the house at the moment. So here we go for another lap of the Hungaroring. Let's hope Mr. Nin Richard is not gonna be missing the first corner this time. Left-hander, gonna take the inside curb, not too much, but hit it. This right-hander going uphill, you can go in harder than you think you can. It's a great sprint corner. Cutting the right chicane, cutting it left, going over the sausage, controlling that bump, and this is the section where I lose all my time. This being my worst corner. This right-hander going up to the left, and then the next left-hander. Taking as much curb on the outside as you can, but as soon as your inside wheels are getting close to that white line, you're almost playing with track penalties on this track. It's a very, very track limit penalty sensitive track. Surprised if we're going to be seeing a lot of drive-thrus. Let's practice over, and we will be switching to quali as soon as the last guys have completed or invalidated their laps. I am curious who's still on track, so we will be causing some epilepsy for people by looking at who's still driving. This is the last guy on track, Mr. Smiggy, the BMW today. And that's practice over with a full, clearly a track limit. Rakemar going outside for the first. As the first car, we will be following him around for his warm-up lap and then his first hot lap, as we like to call it. Hot lapping is a thing I've known from Forza Motorsport. I've been that's been my starting game. I've been playing since Forza Motorsport 2. Forza Motorsport 3, you had ghost races, time trials. You could chase other people's ghosts around. That would be a nice feature for ACC. To improve your lap times, but sadly there's no such thing as a ghost to race against in ACC. But hot lap is very, very nice. Light car, new tires, throwing it around. Good evening, Claude. It is a very, very hot evening, and I already said it on stream. I have at the moment 29 degrees inside the house, so I will be keeping my door shut at the moment, but yeah, we do need to cool down tonight. If you just joined, I don't know if you've been watching, but if you just joined, we're at the Hungaroring today. It's a track located in Hungary, close to the capital city of Budapest. A city where I've been to Budapest 2 or 3 times in my life with work. We have been into the city, we have enjoyed the nightlife, and I can tell you, people sadly driving this game are not in Budapest in reality. if you were driving at, if you're ever going to be driving at the Hungaroring, or if you're ever going to be having a track day or a visit in Budapest, at least make it a long weekend, because from Friday until Monday, and you will still not have enough time to see everything. I am definitely in the pits, Clorter. My sexy Aston Martin is looking at all of you. Turn on your lights. Well, Clorter, I do have a lot of buttons mapped on two button boxes, but I do not have a button for my lights. As we see Reekmar almost finishing the second sector, going onto the right-hander, little bit downhill braking point, easy to mistake, easy to brake too early, and you can go very wide if you want. Control L, Clorter, my laptop is for chat, Twitch chat only, so I do not have a laptop or any means of pressing a button. I can look at my controls though quickly. Let me see if I can map something quickly, because I do not need a replay save, so I might just toggle lights. Where are my lights? Cycle light stages. That's gonna be button A. That is not working at all. Can we make it a D-pad up? What's gonna be the best button that we don't use for anything else? We're gonna be using X. Alright, my car is running and my lights are on. Return to garage. There we are. As we see Jack Darms with the first 44 on the board. We have Jack Darms 44.8. My best around the Hungaroring being a 45.1 or 45.2. I am definitely not the fastest around here, and I am definitely not the worst, but it is a pretty fun track if you get it right. We have Reekmar within a tenth, just over half a tenth away from Jack Darms, and we have Mr. BMW from Switzer Motorsport in P3 at the moment, but P4 Gamble Jungle just behind BMW from Switzer Motorsport. It's a top 4 again, like we had yesterday at Valencia. The top 4 being very close to one another, with Jack Darms just putting in a lap, 144.1, 7 tenths away from Reekmar. That's what you call a solid P1 lap. I'm very curious if Reekmar, BMW or Gamble Jungle is gonna be able to match that. A gap of 7 tenths is a lot, but if you get that second sector right on the Hungaroring, you can gain a lot of time. As soon as Reekmar starts his new lap, we will be going into cockpit view. So hold on to your headsets, to your ears, put down the volume a little bit more, and here we go. Cockpit view, lap of Reekmar chasing Jack Darms for P1. He is nuts. That's the beauty about not knowing who is gonna do what. We have Mr. BMW. Let's say the same thing. Hold on to your headset. Hold on to your ears. Let's go into cockpit view for a push lap on the Hungaroring. I was gonna keep my mouth shut, but we do see Nin Richard taking P2 at the moment, just 2.5 tenths behind Jack Darms. A lot of understeer in that last corner. But Reekmar does not improve, and BMW slots into P3, Gamble Jungle goes to P4, and Reekmar did not improve. Reekmar falling back to P5 at the moment. We got Jack Darms 144.1 with the top 4 guys within half a second. We do have a pretty cool lobby today, 27 people with 2 people not having set a lap time yet, with 5 minutes of qualifying to go. We have Mr. Ice. We've seen him last time I was broadcasting. Ice still being a rookie racer, but I think I already mentioned it. This is a guy that probably lives and breathes cars. He is a rookie racer, and he is driving back of the pack basically, but he does not give up and he keeps on trying. So this is a man that loves ACC, and this is a man that wants to get better. So even though he's not as fast yet, you gotta give him some credits for keeping that car going and trying to be improving himself. Here we have Katazis in his very trusted Ferrari, always in the Ferrari from what I've seen, and at the moment P9 at 1.5 seconds, almost 1.5 seconds behind, but he improves his lap time by half a second, just under a second behind P1 at the moment. As we see Nin Richard having taken P1 with Jack Darms just 700ths away at P2. And then we have a little gap of about 3 tenths for P3, P4, and a 1.5 tenth gap with 2 guys, P5 and P6, very very close to each other. And then we have the best of the rest, basically the best of midfield. Midfield being very very close, all the way from P7 we see a gradually increasing gap, so that's always nice to see, because that's gonna be giving us a lot of possibilities in today's Hungaroring 45 minutes. Nin Richard is still a rookie, yes. Yep. He has been having a lot of decent results lately, but he is still a rookie. He might have had a couple of incidents or maybe had a few bad races, but he is still a rookie. It is a pretty long track, Hungaroring. When we look at the map, at the track map, we see almost exactly evenly spread out cars on track at the moment. It's not Valencia, it's not a multi-class, it's all GT3s today with a lot of room. That will definitely change when we go into the first corner on race start, and then the second corner with that quick uphill left-hander over the curb. That's gonna be that first sector, first lap, and basically we can speak about the whole lap, but the first sector, all cars bunched up together, is gonna be very, very exciting. I think we're gonna be missing out on a couple of extra Twitch broadcast accounts and extra cameras, POVs. We will not have eyes enough to broadcast everything. It does look very good, the Ferrari livery. It's what he's been running. He was on Bathurst racing, what I heard after the race with his friends. They were trying to push each other forward, pulling each other forward. He is driving alone today though. As we see Nin Richard still in P1 with a 44.0. Will he be able to get into the 43s? We will go and have a look at Nin Richards. Just heading up to the chicanes with that left-hand chicane really hard on the sausage curb. If you take that curb wrong or a little bit too wide or a little bit too hard, you will bump straight into the grass, and yeah, good luck on the first lap, basically getting back on the track while all the cars are coming past you. And I do speak out of experience, because I'm one of those guys that's going to be trying to improving his lap time. I do know how to race, I do know where the line is, but you do want to maximize, you do want to try, you want to keep pushing, and that chicane, it's so easy to cut a lot off the chicane, but if you cut a little bit too much, I'll be hopping into the grass like a kangaroo, basically. I'll be not even touching the tarmac, I'll be just landing in the grass off my line completely. And that's qualifying over. Nin Richard done, and we have Rakemar who just pushed back to P1 with a 43, the one and only 43 at the moment. But will we see Jack Darms coming up on the last corner? Is that a rule, Cloter? Is having black rims is the XCL way of becoming bronze? As we do not see Jack Darms improving. We do see Nin Richards. He did make it in time for a new try for P1. It's up just over a tenth at the moment, with Jack Darms already being done with qualifying, and that's Nin Richard done. We will be going to Gamble Jungle. What can he do? Nothing, stays the same. We do still have LSX Cole, but is in the pit. We have a lot of guys. It's almost done. We have 2 guys left. And my eyes are too bad to see the numbers like this. We're sitting here almost on a it is a 70-inch TV. I do not want to brag, but I'm sitting so far away that I can't even see it anymore. But That's qualifying over. Reekmar P1, Nin Richard P2 and Jack Darms in P3. And that's the top 3 we're gonna start with. And we do see Doug Boss P5 having taken P3 yesterday on Valencia. Today we will see what he's gonna do. We do see Velos in P17, Mr. Baus 13, the green Mercedes from yesterday. And like I said, we do see a couple of known names, and I do see a couple of names I do not know, but we will get to know them during this broadcasting of tonight's race on the Hungaroring. In Budapest, like I already said, on the river, the Danube, where I've been a couple of times. Budapest being a city that's very recommended. There is a music festival, Siget. I've never been there. It's very popular. The city itself, it's got a lot of sightseeing opportunities. It's got a very good nightlife, and yeah, I can tell you the nightlife is probably the thing you're gonna be regretting the next morning. That's gonna be the rules for yes, for Klorpte. What I was gonna say, that's Klorpte's business right here. Klorpte is my Twitch engineer today in the chat. No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Have you guys been, while we're having 18 guys in the broadcast, does somebody live in Hungary? Have you been to Budapest? What's your experience on the Hungaroring in ACC or in real life? Let us know, let us know. We are very curious. Free TripAdvisor, yes. Budapest is very nice in my opinion.
20 seconds.
P25, Menno. We will be watching you, but
10 seconds.
you might be the one that's gonna go from P25 to P5. You never know. Never say never. Klorpte, if you're single, I'd say stay for a whole week, or just stay there for 2 weeks. No, a week is enough. 2 days is Saturday, Sunday is way too less to see enough of Budapest. But a long weekend from Friday till Monday is very awesome. We will definitely be watching Mr. Xbox Live Player, but we will see and if he's gonna be causing incidents or if the incidents are gonna be caused by other players. But we will be watching everybody for that regard. It's a broadcast. We're not gonna be shaming, blaming anybody. But we do like action. So if action comes our way, we will be trying to catch it. But if there is someone you wanna shame or talk about my accent, I mean, I'm Dutch. We all know it. We see that little flag in front of my name. You can all hear it. My English is basically just Dutch with an English accent. I've got some really big shoulders, guys. So if you want to talk about somebody, just talk about me. No problem. It's 2025, so if I don't like it, I'll just give you a little slap on the butt and you can take it with it whichever way you want it, yeah? No. No, we're not gonna be doing that. We're not gonna be doing that. That's too crazy. But we do see Mr. Nin Richards just warming up his tires. Going left, right. Maybe applying a little bit brake. I think I already mentioned it in in a earlier stream, I like to hold the brake a little bit and just get on the power instead of the weaving left to right. There's always a possibility you're gonna spin. I know it looks better, it's better for the views, it's better for the reality or the realism, but I like to heat up my tires just by applying a bit of brake and throttle at the same time. As we do see Jack Darms sneaking ahead a little bit, trying to show his face probably to the guys in P1, P2. And as always, we're heading towards the last corner. We will be going to Nin Richard in Helicam, and that's gonna be our best point of view of what's gonna happen in the first corner. So here we go, Helicam, and we're off for a 45-minute race at the Hungaroring.
Green light, give it all you got.
Gamble Jungle just going wide, and Reekmar going on the inside of Nin Richard and taking P1 with Jack Darms still in P3. What's happening behind? We do see Doug Boss in P5 having to evade someone, and I think that was Gamble Jungle being pit maneuvered. Oh yes, this is carnage with a lot of guys still coming through. This is gonna be chaos, going slowly, guys having to evade left, right. Imagine coming through that corner, seeing guys standing still, spinning out. What are you? That's gonna be making your heart beat, right? We do like to see all of this. And Gamble Jungle has fallen to the back of midfield. You do see Switzer Motorsport putting some pressure on Doug Boss in the first lap. And of course we have the top 3 guys. We will be going to TV cam, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna be a way better view now that we've had the first couple of rounds of chaos. Or the first round of chaos. Single lap. Second lap starting right now with Nin Richard taking a look on the inside but going back on his line. We do still see Mr. BMW and TR Dead behind that. Train of 3. We have a train of 3 up front, and then we have a train of 3 just behind them with a couple of guys getting closer and closer to each other over here. We're watching Mr. N. Schmidt in the white and black Ferrari with a touch of orange. We do see this gap getting closer and closer though. We do want to keep watching this for the moment. Like I said, and like I will always say, we are trying to find the action. If one guy is going to be driving alone, I'm very sorry, you will not be featured in the broadcast, but we are here to get the exciting battles on the track. I might be missing things being put in the report later. I might be missing incidents being talked about in the Discord. It's because we cannot see everything at once and we do have to make choices. I will try and always will do my best to capture as much as possible. And we do see a little gap over here, a gap that is, according to the split times, 4/10, and that is about right. Maybe falling back, maybe getting bigger and bigger. to see the top 3 guys still close to each other, but who do we see driving there just ahead of Rakemar? That is not Mr. Ice, and not, that is Marvinelli. Already pitted, probably had an incident as well with just a pit stop. I cannot imagine losing out so much track in 1 lap or 2 laps. And these guys are sticking together like glue. They are chasing each other for P2, P1. Whoever is gonna make a mistake is gonna be losing out, maybe possibly even further than P3. And we do see a new battle coming up with a train of 4 cars right here. We have Mr. Hamsik, Xbox Live player, Mr. Baus, and just in front of them Lipo. A train of 4, no DRS right here, and these guys are getting very, very close, but I cannot see them making a move in the first corner. We do see these guys, TR Dead chasing Smiggy and LSX Cole just behind TR Dead. We have a couple of battles going on. The top 3 guys, Doug Boss is just extending the gap to Mr. BMW Switzer Motorsport and slotting in behind Jack Darms, getting closer and closer. Then we have Smiggy, TR Dead and LSX Cole. And then we have Lipo, Hamsik and Xbox Live player all chasing each other. So we've got 3 trains of about 3 cars at the moment. But we do want to go to Rakemar. We have a train of 4 in the front and anything can happen. Curbs, track limits, spins, anything can happen. So we will be staying. We will be going to Nin Richard to capture Rakemar and the guys behind as good as possible. And if I'm not mistaken, BMW Switzer Motorsport is, I won't say closing the gap or losing out on the guys ahead, but he is sticking with him. So this could possibly be a 5-way battle. With Nin Richards behind Rakemar. I do wish Nin Richards was a little bit closer. We would go on the spoiler cam of on the backwards facing cam of Rakemar to see if a move was being planned, but we are not so far yet. We do see Jack Darms getting closer to Nin Richard though. So these guys or Jack Darms might be plotting a move in the next lap, with Duck Boss very, very close behind right now. We're actually becoming a train at the moment. We do still have TR Dead in front of Mr. Smiggy at the moment. I'm sad we couldn't capture the overtake, but we are so excited watching these guys over here. I will be trying to go to Hamsik with Xbox Live player in the Porsche behind him. But this is the gap, ladies and gentlemen. This is the gap, the battle. With Nin Richard still in P2, Jack Darms still in P3, Doug Boss still in P4, and Mr. BMW losing out by 2/10 a lap at the moment. Possibly a slight mistake, possibly just not pace enough. We do see these guys over here. With Slin trying to close off the inside line, but going back on his line before the corner, and they are catching Mr. El Chizo in the green McLaren. El Criso leading Mr. Slin and LSX Cole. What is happening in the front? Rakemar, Ninrich, Jack Darms, Doug Boss and Switzer Motorsport. These guys are not doing anything at all. We will stick around here. Nothing happening yet. We are back at Rakemar, going into Helicam to just have a look at this train over here. 5 cars, top 5 cars captured in one camera image. Always amazing to see. A lot of guys so close together. And they're going closer to Marvinelli. Marvinelli, who is at the moment in P24, having already pitted, but these guys just have so much pace that Marvinelli is gonna have to keep watching his rear view mirror for the moment. With Jack Darms braking very deep into the first corner. And here we see Marvinelli in the Mustang. Jack Darms going wide, and Doug Boss possibly having a better exit, being on the rear view bumper of Mr. Jack Darms. We'll be going to Rakemar. Let's see what Marvinelli is gonna do. And Marvinelli is getting out of the way very nicely, letting all these guys pass, the complete top 5 guys. Very nice, with a drive-through for Jack Darms due to track limits. Good evening, Zetol. Good evening, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, that's speaker, broadcaster. Yeah, that's my new nickname, I guess. Jack Darms going into the pits to serve his drive-through immediately. The good thing about ACC is what I believe: a drive-through is a drive-through, and you can't combine your pit stop with your drive-through. With Jack Darms having being gone from the pack, and Nin Richard losing out on Rakemar in P2 or P1 at the moment. Excuse me, guys. We do have Doug Boss with Switzer Motorsport behind him. Switzer Motorsport having closed the gap up into the 3/10. But we will be going to another battle going on the track. We have these guys still: El Criso in front, Mr. Slin and LSX Cole. These 3 guys are still in the same order as when we left. What we are seeing is Nin Richard now losing out on Rakemar. Rakemar extending the gap to about 1.7 seconds. And we do see Jack Darms having fallen back to P12. So he is gonna be in for quite the ride. track limits. We will be seeing a lot more track limits. I would be very surprised if we are not going to see more track limits at the Hungaroring. With these guys not being able to, they were fast enough to catch Krizo, not fast enough to make a move with Krizo taking a very different line on the start finish straight. It's not exactly weaving, it could be a bit like weaving, taking a very short line, and Slin going wide with Cole just having a sniff of P10. We do still see Nin Richard in P2 chasing Reekmar extending the gap to 2 seconds. And Duck Boss chasing Nin Richard about 6/10 behind, followed by Switzer Motorsport. TR Dead made his way up to P5, having passed Smiggy. Then we have Krizo, Slin and LSX Cole at the moment. The rest of the midfield and back of midfield is having some nice gaps for themselves. It's easy racing, but you do want to try and closing those gaps. Slin in P9, Cole in P10 and Krizo in P8. Jack Darms made his way to P11 and Xbox Live player has served his penalty, or served his pit stop, not a penalty, excuse me, not a penalty, but has served his pit stop, so he has been falling back through the field. We do have our battle here. This is the closest battle we have at the moment. Jack Darms having passed LSX Cole. Viper, you've missed everything. The whole race is almost over, so you might as well take a shower, go to bed, say goodnight to the wife and enjoy yourself. No. We're halfway, Viper. Nothing major happened. We had a couple of incidents first left. We're still going strong with Mr. Slin in P9 chasing El Krizo, the green McLaren, and Jack Darms making moves on Slin, looking left and right, trying to pass him. Jack Darms wanting to make up time because he had a drive-through due to track limits. Having a look up on the inside, very close. What is this Assetto Corsa banner doing over here? But everybody survived. We will be going on board with Jack Darms, making moves left and right. That's the thing we do want to see. First corner is probably gonna be pretty safe, just having a little loop, but the whole middle sector is where Jack Darms is gonna be trying to force a mistake, make a move, or just drive past him like he is non-existent. Jack Darms is looking very much, being very motivated to make up those places he lost. Duck Boss at the moment, fastest man on track. With A. We will be looking at that later because I was again way too curious. We do see Duck Boss having the fastest lap, being in the pit lane. When Jack Darms has made his move, we will be going to Duck Boss to check out what the fastest lap time is at the moment. Jack Darnes being very careful. Gotta give him that. Very careful, very respectable. It's easy to just throw your car up on the inside or along the outside and making a move that's non-existent basically. But he's being very polite. And this banner, I'm gonna go to the Hungaroring and I am gonna place some dynamite on the legs of that banner, and that banner is gonna be gone the next race. Doug Boss in the pit lane, yes he is, and Jack Darnes chasing Mr. Slin. I did want to check out Doug Boss in the pit lane, but I do not want to miss out on this battle. We do have Slin in P6, Jack Darnes in P7 and Cole in P8. With these guys still having to pit and a couple of guys already having pitted, so a couple of guys have fallen back. These guys are just taking positions because of pit stops. Jack Darnes having passed Mr. Slin. Slin, I don't know how to call it, but he's in front now. We will be going to Doug Boss to check out our... What the fuck am I doing at the moment? We are back. We are back. We had some technical issues, ladies and gentlemen, but we are back. We that's what you get, huh? My engineer, my studio colleague was pressing the wrong button, so here we are again. Timetables. Doug Boss, fastest lap. What is he driving? 43.9, basically a almost P1 lap time in the race with more fuel, tires, etc. The Boss at the moment P13. Switcher Motorsport and TR Dead. All these guys up front right now are possibly going for a late pit stop. And we do have Doug Boss P13. Then we see I might be getting blind, but I am looking for Rakemar and Nin Richards. We have a couple of guys with DCs probably. We have no Rakemar in the race and we have no Nin Richards in the race anymore. So I'm very curious what we're gonna be seeing in the Discord after the race, or maybe even during the race. The Boss in P12. We do see Hamsik, Lipo and Manser Croder very close to each other. This is what we like to see, and we do see Slin and Cole still fighting. Jack Darnes is in P13 at the moment, having done his pit stop. Did a drive-through already, did a pit stop and is now back in P13, so he has some work to do for himself. Slin going into the pit, Cole driving on, so this is hammer time for Cole. Putting in a very good lap, possibly going into the pit next lap to cover off the stop of Mr. Slin. That's what I would do. If you're battling with somebody or you're gonna be going into free air, try and keep gaining more pace, more rhythm. Try and keep going, or you might want to cover it off and keep battling, because with battling, someone who's faster but you're battling, you can make them slower. Even if you're behind him, you can have a look. You can brake a little bit later if the possibility is there, but maybe you want to battle to keep him close, or you might want to think I'm faster in free air, so I'm just gonna keep going. Multiple ways you can do that. With Mensa Croder in the pits, but we still have a 2/10 gap. If the whole first sector is just 2/10, ladies and gentlemen, we could be doing this track in about 1 second. Marvinelli, P15, having done an early pit stop, started in P25, already back in P15 with Baus just behind him. A very pinkish Mustang against a very greenish Mercedes. And hear that Mercedes roar. We do know the Mustang has a great engine, but we can't hear the Mustang over the Merc. I think they DC'd Clorter. Reekmar, Nin, Richard, they might have quit, but while we were looking at Jack Darms and Slin, the whole battle going on with El Criso and the pack of those guys, and yeah, when we went back, they were gone. They are gone from the lobby. No Nin Richard, no Reekmar, and no. We had 25 players. We are now. That's the only guys that have left. The only guys that have left. The gaps are. We do have a gap over here. Mr. Slin, Mr. El Criso. A gap of just 1/10 is now a gap of 8/10. This is our battle over here, and we have Mr. Black Covey with Xbox Live Player behind him. I do like people see, I always like it when people drive different cars. The Honda, I've driven it around Zolder. It is a pretty tricky car, but I always love seeing different cars than the usual ones. Doug Boss, P4 at the moment. With Mr. Switzer Motorsport having pitted already, and what I saw quickly was about 8.5, 9 seconds in front of Doug Boss, if that split is still correct. 9 seconds ahead of Doug Boss, and Lipo and Wayne going for the latest pit stop possible. Blue flag getting out of the way nicely, very nicely done. Baus creating a gap for himself, and Marvinelli going off through the chicanes. That's exactly what I mean. Taking that left hand chicane, going a little bit too much over the sausage curbs, and then spinning out, either touching the grass, car bouncing left and right, not having it under control. Very tricky. Can happen to the best of us. That sausage curb is just a real pain in the. This is a gap, and this is a gap over here. We do see El Criso behind Slin. And when this battle is done and dusted, if it's ever gonna be done and dusted, we do wanna go to Doug Boss with TR Dead just behind it. Viper Biker. We don't have people in our basement. Still spinning on a home trainer to power the lights, you know. We have Xbox access. We have electricity coming from a power plant, and that's all with cables through the ground to the houses. We're pretty modern. I don't know how Ireland is looking, but we are pretty modern, Viper. I think Viper, you gotta go onto the internet if you have it, or look through one of those old magazines. I think next week the Xbox 360 is coming out. You might want to pre-order it. But back to the race, ladies and gentlemen. We have Doug Boss, P3, and TR Dead just behind him in the Porsche. We have Mr. Cole in front of Jack Darms, a gap 1/10, and we do know Jack Darms likes overtaking, so we will be staying here and we will be watching the gap between Slin and El Criso, P10 and P11. So we will be watching Jack Darms for the moment, and they are both catching Matthew in the Porsche, so this is gonna be a very fun position to be in as a broadcaster. And I don't want to tell you all too much about my private life, but I am really fucking sweating over here. And yes, the F word is necessary, because it is 29 degrees Celsius in my house with the door wide open at the moment. I wanted to keep it shut, but I do want to cool down a little bit before I go to the air-conditioned bedroom that I have later tonight. Jack Darms possibly plotting a move in the first corner. Possibly having a look on the inside, but switching back to his lane. Zettel, I've been in Germany. I have been further into Germany as well, and all I can say is up until the Ruhr area, Ruhrgebiet, there is pretty good internet. But as soon as you go a little bit more towards France along the River Rhine, the whole area from Mannheim all the way to Strasbourg, being a border between France and Germany, that whole area, especially around Karlsruhe and upstream from there, is absolute fucking shit. And yes, we do speak German too, ladies and gentlemen, but we're gonna be keeping the stream English, of course. And Jack Darms still behind Cole. And Matthew creating a nice little gap for himself, chasing Katazis and actually closing in on Katazis. So we could be having a four-way battle over here in a bit. We do still see, and I do just want to have a little look. We will be going to Jack Darms being on the bump of Cole, but we do still see 12 seconds behind Jack Darms a battle going on between P10 Schlin and P11 El Criso. With Jack Darms just going wide a little bit. yes, you do still have to pay for your mobile phone contract, but yes, Germany, further up or deeper into Germany, is absolute shit with the mobile connection. As we do see a drive-through for Katazis, the second driver what I've seen having a drive-through for track limits on the Hungaroring. Very, very hard, especially if you've had the chicanes and you've been through the left-hander, going into that right-left combination, the two behind each other, coming out on the left side, taking a little bit too much curb, gives you an instant track limit. Katazis going into the pits to serve his drive-through straight away, and that is Matthew passing Katazis, Cole passing Katazis, and Jack Darms passing Katazis. I am very curious if Slin is gonna be able to put some pressure on Katazis when he's coming out of the pit lane. But guys, I do not want to make this like yesterday. I do not want to make this the Jack Darms or the one person show, but we sometimes, and in a lot of races, we do have a couple of battles going on, but sometimes you can't just switch away from other stuff. We do have Lipo in P1 still having to pit, so he's gonna be falling back. We do have Switzer Motorsport basically in P1, Duck Boss in P2, and TR Dead in P3, with Smiggy 2.5 behind, chasing for P3 actually. So we will be watching that, keeping an eye on it, and seeing if Smiggy can snatch P3 from TR Dead, while we're still looking at Jack Darms chasing Cole for P7. Katazis fallen back to P11, so Slin and El Criso actually have passed Katazis because of his drive-through penalty. We do see Ice. I do want to give this man a shout out, like we did before the race. Ice, being a rookie, but driving as much as he can, always in the BMW, always at the end of the pack, at the back of the pack. But this guy has a certain determination about him. He just keeps going. He tries to drive nice, he tries to get out of the way, and he's trying to get better. So you can only give this guy a round of applause. And we're going back to Jack Darms. Pay more, get less. Willkommen in Deutschland. And the good thing is, we do hear Mr. Baus, we do hear a Mercedes somewhere very close to Jack Darms roaring in the background. It might be the game. Jack Darms basically being stuck at the moment behind Cole. I was hoping Jack Darms was gonna be making a move. He's very, very close. We will be going to Cole. We will be going on the backside with Jack Darms trying to make a move. Possibly. No, he's backing off from a first corner move. We will be going on board by Jack Darms. Moment, but this is a very, very hard corner to track where we've seen Alonso defending for Ocon, with checked arms going up on the inside, having no grip, having to back off for the chicane. I was hoping to make a quick TV cam switch. He was going to stick the move, but he didn't. As we do see TR Dead 1 second behind Doug Boss in P2. We have Lipo. We had Lipo in P1 and Lipo went back to P13 after his pit stop. So a long stint back in P13. Marvinelli P16 having started P25. We do have Xbox Live player in 17. And we have El Criso and Slin battling, still battling. These guys have been battling for the past half an hour, I think. 20 minutes to half an hour these guys have been battling, and they're going back and forth. Criso overtaking Slin, Slin overtaking Criso, back and forth like we had Marta and Flitserflop yesterday. But sadly enough, we are not looking at this battle enough today, because we've got a very, very exciting battle going on just ahead of these guys. With Jack Darms having had a pretty big moment, is my guess. Sadly, we were not following, because we were. That's the thing about broadcasting. We're gonna be taking a look at Mr. Slin and Criso behind these guys, and as soon as you start switching, something starts happening. So that's the life of the broadcast. So I guess I'm always very disappointed if we're just switching away when stuff is about to happen. But we don't have a crystal ball. As we do see an Aston Martin with Mr. MC Pro getting out of the way. Not out of the way, he is keeping his position. Just lifting on the start-finish straight. That's possibly the best thing he could have done. And we do still see Jack Darms in the mix, trying to catch up to these guys and gonna be trying to make a move. But we do see Cole having a look by Matthew, and Jack Darms having a drive-through again. This is not Jack Darms' evening. He has had his second drive-through now and having done a pit stop. So Jack Darms is gonna be falling back about 17.6. I think he's gonna be falling back to P12. But like I will say, my guesses have been wrong in the past, so do not pin me down on that one. We do see also, I just want to mention it, the battle between Doug Boss and TR Dead chasing. It set 6 4 10s at one point. Now TR Dead has fallen back to 7 10s behind Doug Boss, with Mr. BMW from Switzer Motorsport still in P1, Doug Boss still with the fastest lap in P2, and TR Dead in P3 at the moment. And then we have, of course, Paul chasing Matthew to complete the top 5, and we still have a battle going on between Katazis and Lipo. Very close. It's not even Lipo, there is someone in the mix. It's a blue flag Ferrari is my guess. Do we see blue flags? Do we not see blue flags? Because Katazis is here. And then Lipo is right behind him. It might be Wayne, it is not Wayne. Krizo and Slin. Krizo having passed Slin, but it's probably not gonna be long before Slin is gonna be closing in on Krizo again with a penalty for Manser-Croder in the Lamborghini 8 drive-through. Also track limits, that's what I said, a lot of track limits tonight. And what are we looking at? We do have Matthew in the Porsche and Cole still behind him. Jack Darms, having done his drive-through, is still in P7, so that's lucky. He had a he is not in P7, P9, so it wasn't P12. With TR Dead closing in on Doug Boss. With
Alright man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
7/10 behind Krizo in the last lap. And Darms 4 seconds away from Slin. So we will be watching Doug Boss and TR Dead for the last lap of today. Almost over 45 minutes of Hungaroring with the BMW going nicely out of the way for TR Dead and Doug Boss. What are we looking at? Last lap. How much risk do you want to take? Are you gonna go for a do or die move? How crazy do you want to make it? Is Doug Boss gonna be pushing all the way until the end? Is TR Dead gonna be making a mistake? You never know. The last lap battles are always good to watch. We do still have Cole chasing Matthew and Slin chasing El Krizo. We've got 3 battles at the moment in the last lap. We have Katazis chasing Hamsik, which makes 4 battles in the last lap. We have 4 battles going on, and we will be going back through the field as soon as these guys have done their last corner. Because we do want to see whoever is making a move in what corner with all the time we have left. With Doug Boss just making a little gap for himself, so we will be going over here quickly. Matthew, like someone said, defending like a lion. You need to defend like a lion, ladies and
Leader has
gentlemen.
finished the race.
Leader has finished. Doug Boss comfortably ahead of TR Dead. Doug Boss gonna be P2 if he doesn't mess up the last corner. And that's gonna be TR Dead completing the P3, the podium. So back to Matthew going into the last corner with Cole behind him. And Matthew is gonna complete the top 5. Cole just finishing in P6. Then we're going to Krizo having a comfortable gap to Mr. Slin. Going through the second to last corner, up onto the last corner. Very comfortable with 1 second to go. And then we had Katazis behind Hamsik, but Katazis already passed Mr. Hamsik. And that's our battles for today at the Hungaroring. We might see some mistakes, we might see some silly incidents in the last laps. We will be following, but these were our battles. Hello, Mr. Roy. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the stream. Sadly, we have already ended, but thank you for saying hello. I hope you at least enjoyed it today. And this was our race. Marvin Nelly being the last guy on track and having a just before the start finish line incident with himself, doing a couple of donuts on the track, possibly making a little show for the broadcast. We have a 30 seconds plus for Manser-Croder, 30 seconds plus for Ice, and 30 seconds for Reekmar. And Reekmar having joined back, and Nin Richard still being in the results, but these guys have possibly had a disconnection with Hushed Web as well with 21 laps plus. So guys, this was 45 minutes of Hungaroring, and thank you, Spencer. Thank you for watching, thank you for joining, and thank you for reacting in the chat. And I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Good amount of viewers again. This was 45 minutes of Hungaroring. I hope you all enjoyed. We will be calling it a day. No other stream for today because it's way too hot, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good evening, have a good day, and see you all later.